A special event tonight on The Big Story. Joining us live in studio tonight to promote a big event coming to Detroit, April 1st over at Ford Field. It's WrestleMania 23. It's hard to believe it's been 23 years that WrestleMania has been going on, but the important thing is Detroit is going to be center stage with 23 different countries watching this tonight. And our special guest tonight is Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant, great to have you with us.
Attend Hut. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. How long have you been wrestling now?
33 years.
You don't look it.
Well, I don't feel it, but I know the lumps and bumps are there when I wake up in the morning.
It's going to be a big, huge night in Detroit. The city's ready for it. It's not just the main wrestling event that's coming up, but there's going to be an induction into the Wrestling Hall of Fame the day before on Saturday.
Right, Saturday the 29th. Should be the 31st, is it? Yeah, 31st is at 7 p.m. We're at the Fox Theater, the beautiful Fox Theater. If people haven't been there, it's quite a treat just to walk through there. And we're going to have 6 to 8 inductees into the Hall of Fame. We've named 3 so far, and as the weeks go toward WrestleMania, and that evening we'll name some more. But
now you were inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2004.
Yes, 2004.
2004.
Yeah, it was quite a night, and it's one of those nights where it's pretty emotional and a lot of fun, star-studded. All the WWE superstars will be there to honor and to be there to make sure that all the new legends and the new Hall of Famers are greeted as they should be for paving the road for everyone to be where they're at today.
Now, I know Jerry Lawler will be inducted in Detroit. Anybody else that comes to the top of your mind?
We have Mr. Perfect, late Kurt Hennig. He's going to be inducted, and we have the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes,
yes,
from down south.
Yes.
Now, I remember was it WrestleMania 7? That was here when Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant.
Right.
Now, Andre was also inducted into the Hall of Fame. I think he was the first one in 1993.
Right. The WrestleMania here was in 1987, I believe it was, and it was WrestleMania 3, and 93,000 people, and here we are 20 years later, and hoping to do it all over again. We look to maybe put over 70,000 in the Ford Center, and there's still tickets available for everybody to be out there and be watching for.
Now, you can still buy front row seats at WrestleMania 23, and they're pretty pricey, but You're in the front row, you get to look right up and see everybody, but when you're done, you get to take the seat with you that has WrestleMania 23 on the back. So it's a great souvenir.
They call that the Platinum Rows.
The Platinum Rows.
Platinum Rows, and those are hard to come by, but they're still available.
Let's take a couple of questions before we have a commercial break.
Okay.
On tonight's Big Story Live Line is Garrett from Lincoln Park. You got a question for Sergeant Slaughter.
Yes, I do. Hey, Sergeant Slaughter, I'm a longtime fan going back to the days of Sergeant Slaughter against Nikolai Volkov.
Oh, wow.
My question is, with WrestleMania coming up here, do you miss being out there and hearing the roar of the crowd for you? Yes,
you always miss that. What I try to do is sneak out after the event starts and be right in there with everybody. I'm still a fan at heart, and there's nothing more thrilling than hearing the pyro go off and hear the emotions of the people, the fans, and it's just a wonderful feeling, and you never lose it. It's always going to be there.
Joining us tonight on The Big Story, a special event, we have Sergeant Slaughter, who will be, who's a legend in his own time. He's a former commissioner. He's been inducted in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, and he works very closely with Vince McMahon. Sarge, great to have you with us tonight.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Great to have you. Let's tell you what, we've got a bunch of phone calls. Let's take a couple of them right now. Fred, are you still with us? You hanging in there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
All right. What's your question for Sergeant Slaughter tonight?
Hey, good to hear you on the radio, Sergeant. I've been a long-time fan.
Great.
I'm 40 years old.
Uh-huh.
I started watching when Bulldog Don Kent was a big time, around here.
Sure.
Yeah, do you got any good memories of him?
No, he was kind of going out as I was coming in, and but
Sarge is a kid.
Yeah. I'm only 58, so. But Don was one of those that paved the road for someone like me to get where I'm at today, and that's why we're so happy about the Hall of Fame and all the superstars going to be there on the 31st to honor all the new inductees.
So who did you like fighting or wrestling better, the Sheik or Nikolai Volkov?
Well, the Sheik was a lot tougher. He was a smarter wrestler, and Nikolai Volkov wasn't always, I always say that Nikolai didn't have every, faculty upstairs. Well, I remember one night I was actually the bad guy. I was the Iraqi sympathizer, and he would come out with the American flag dressed in his Russian outfit, and he would always grab the microphone and get the people yelling USA, USA. And I believe we were in Denver, Colorado, and myself and my manager, General Adnan, were in the ring, and they played Stars and Stripes Forever, and here came Nikolai with the American flag, and he grabbed the microphone and started yelling, USA, USA, but nobody was really chanting it with him. And I looked down, and Adnan looked down, and we both looked at each other and started laughing, and Nikolai finally realized when he looked down that he had grabbed the wrench instead of the microphone from the bell ringer and was yelling into a wrench. So we had to kind of hit the deck and take cover because we were kind of out of our minds laughing about that. But
I'll tell you, doing anything live is there's nothing much like it.
That's what we go on with the WWE is it's live and anything can happen, and you just have to go with what happens.
You've been around so long. You've wrestled just about anybody who's anybody in the world of wrestling. Mm-hmm. Anthony's on the phone now.
Right.
He wants to know what it was like for you to wrestle Andre the Giant. Right, Anthony?
Yeah.
Andre the Giant was, without a doubt, the toughest wrestler that ever walked the face of the earth. 7'5", 580 pounds, and he's the only wrestler that I ever got in the ring with that I didn't want to have get mad at me. So I kind of took my time to make sure that he was happy. And I wrestled him many times, and if he, liked you, you were fine. But if he didn't like you, it was a long evening.
Was he pretty easy to get along with outside of the ring?
Yeah, he was a kind of guy that he could tell if you were a good guy or a bad guy, if you were, kind of pulling the wool over everybody's eyes, and he had a good sense of that. And he just knew that I was a family man, and that I was there to work. I wasn't there to really fool around too much and just do my job, and he appreciated that. He invited me to his house one time.
In France?
In North Carolina, Ellerby.
Ellerby.
And he had built a house that was made for him. It was a giant's house.
So you had trouble sitting in the chairs, getting up into the chairs?
It was like a true giant's house. When you walked into the house, all the doorways were 15 to 17 feet high, and his chairs were custom made for him.
And you're no slouch either. You're over 6 foot.
No,
so.
But I felt like a little baby when I walked in that house. I was married at the time, and my wife come running out of the bathroom and said, "You got to see this. You got to see this." And we walked in, and he had actually custom made faucets for his hands because they were so huge that he could turn the faucets on.
Unbelievable.
She had to take two hands to turn the faucet on and off.